Hello, and in this video, we are going over e-commerce email marketing copywriting that actually sells. Okay, we're just going to get straight into it, into why this is important. New e-com brands are popping up every day. Your copy is how you differentiate from these new dropshipping brands exploding on the scene. And on top of this, copy in 2024 is changing very rapidly. The consumers' preferences are changing thanks to social media and TikTok. And if you aren't able to stay up to date with what's changing, your conversions are just going to stay low. You're not going to be able to maintain profitability. So it's important to stay up to date with what's changing in copy and how the consumers' preferences are changing, or else you'll be left in the dust. Here's some information on me. If you care, you probably don't. I kind of just want to get into the juice of this video. What's inside, we're going to go over. There are 39 examples. So if you're anything like me, I can't do anything unless I have examples to go off of, so I always put a ton. So there are 39 in here. We're going to go over the 2024 copy problem, the 5 most common email copy mistakes, how to create skimmable copy, which is one of our pillars we're going over, how to create clear and concise copy, another one, and then how to create engaging copy, which is another one. And then the secret sauce, we're going to go over how to effectively use infographics with a ton of examples. And we're going to go over some ChatGPT prompts for writing copy, and then a live writing copy example for an email campaign. So lots of juicy stuff we are going to go over. I tried to focus on keeping this really concise to show you what your copy should be. So let's get into it. The 2024 copy problem. So we all know that good copy is important. I don't need to lecture you on the importance of copywriting. Unique branded copy is what allows you to stand out in just an increasingly saturated ecom market. Great copy will engage, inform, and more importantly, convert your audience. Now that seems easy in principle. You can say that, but copy in 2024 plus has an increasingly difficult issue to overcome. So, just a quick question. When was the last time you watched a movie without also scrolling on your phone, playing Candy Crush, scrolling on Instagram? For me, admittedly, I cannot think of the last time. So this is proof that we have an attention span problem. If you're anything like me, I don't know, I might just be weird, but this is proof that we have an attention span problem. We're so accustomed to our phone and quick dopamine. So this is the issue that we have. Nobody's reading your copy. You could have the best copy in the world, but that means absolutely nothing if nobody is reading it. If you can't even watch a super entertaining TV show without looking at your phone, I'd expect people to read your emails. They're not reading their emails. So spoiler alert. So kind of like customers then versus now, I've used this graphic before, but kind of in the day, people look forward to reading the morning newspaper and reading long articles, and now people would rather lick the inside of a city bus when they have all these platforms giving them instant dopamine, and they can just like scroll and go to one of these platforms and kind of get the dopamine that they need. So the average customer today is literally scared of reading. It repulses them. So TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat get instant dopamine, so how can you really blame them? The average time that you have with a customer's attention span has shrunk. So that amount of time where you have their attention used to be maybe this. Now it's just shrinking. Maybe you had 5 to 10 seconds of attention, like per email. If somebody opened an email, the average time somebody would stay on would be like 5 to 10. In 2024, you maybe have 3. Like physically think about it. Like if somebody clicks on your email, how quick are they looking at it? They click on it, they scroll for a second, and then they're like, okay, on to the next one. So your ability to get somebody to convert over email is completely dependent on how fast and effectively you can get your point across. Literally, that's it. You only have a couple seconds, so you have to make the most of it. And email is unique also on top of that, because nobody is sitting down to like read their emails like it's social media. People will literally carve out time of their day to sit on the couch and scroll social media. People are just opening their emails in quick bursts. They're not sitting down to be like, okay, I'm going to sit and read all of my emails. That's not what it is. You're checking your email when you're in between tasks, and you just open your email for a quick second. Like you go to the bathroom, and on like your quick walk over, you check some of your emails. You're waiting for your kid's bagel to finish toasting. You have a couple seconds, so you open up your email. You open a couple of them. Bottom line, the clock is ticking. You don't have a lot of time with the email, so you only have a few seconds of your customer's attention. So that's why email is a little bit unique than like social media, and that is the problem with the 2024 copywriting kind of where we're at. People don't have attention, and so it's very hard to get your point across. So that's going to influence pretty much this whole entire document, is that we only have so little time, so we got to get our point across fast, and there are different tactics for doing it. So let's talk about the problem with most copy and a lot of things that people are doing. So the main thing is we want to have as little information and be as concise as possible. So a lot of times there's just unnecessary information. So a lot of the copy I see in emails is just fluff because you feel like you need to write more. You feel like you need to fill space with words, but you don't. It's completely unnecessary. For example, When somebody joins a newsletter, they opt in via like a pop-up on your website. They know that they're going to be getting exclusive access, insights, sneak peeks, and community, da-da-da-da. So there's no need to waste space telling them about it when that space is just going to scare people. If they see a bunch of text, it's going to scare people. Instead, focus your time on actually useful information. So when somebody joins an email list, don't tell them you're now getting exclusive offers, da-da-da-da-da. They know that. Give them unique selling propositions, social proof, stuff that's actually worth its while. Literally every sentence you add to your copy, you need to ask yourself, does this push the customer closer to a sale? So this example on a welcome email, just some copy of a text-based email, this is all wasted space. All that really matters, well, first of all, the first name didn't even go in, but this is just a welcome email. We're thrilled to have you on board. This is all wasted space. At Blank, we're all about elevating your driving experience one mod at a time. Maybe you could keep that, but here's what you get access to: exclusive offers, expert insights, product sneak peeks, community protection. All of this hides the discount code. The 10% off discount code, which is right below this. That's all that people are there for. That's literally all people are there for. So this is all wasted space, and it's increasing churn. It's bearing the discount and having people kind of like second guess themselves from an impulse purchase. So a lot of stuff is unnecessary information. Again, a lot of people will say like you can never let your customers, like don't let your customers assume things. Always act like they know nothing. But I disagree in some ways. It's wasted space, and I've seen countless times that this just hurts conversions, and you can assume at times that your customer knows these things, stuff that's implied. So you don't need to include all this wasted space. So that goes for any type of campaign, welcome flow, abandoned emails, all that. You're just wasting space. Kind of along those lines is you're too long. So too long of an email, too much copy, just increases churn. The more you have, the more likely somebody is to bounce off. Even if you have helpful info in all your copy, if it's too long, just nobody's going to read it. They're not going to want to read any of it. So the shorter your copy is, the more likely someone will take the time to read it. So if you're a person, you're just getting up to go to the bathroom, you have like 10 seconds while you're walking to the bathroom, you open this email and you see all this text, you're going to be like, ugh, I'll save this for later. Like, I don't have time to look at this right now. Whereas if it was literally just this top graphic and then these icons, person would be much more likely to like look at it and take it in for a second and be like, might as well click and go to the site. And then boom, you convert. So this is too much copy. Look at all this going on here. This is awesome information. Like I read this, really good info, but you're just trying to do too much and you're scaring the customer off. These, like literally every single paragraph of this could be its own email. So just way too much copy. You really just want to really simplify things down, or else you're just going to scare people off. And that is the last thing we want. So in reality, this email probably should have been this, this, and this. Or get rid of these and just do this and like half of this. If you do too much, you'll scare people. Too long, just unnecessary. Too many points. So that kind of plays into that prior point. If you try to do too much, people won't understand it. So the customer is very easy to go overwhelmed. If you try to tell the customer 5 different takeaways, they won't remember any of them. It's because each takeaway is getting 20% of their attention. Whereas if you just try to prove one thing and one takeaway, it is much more likely for the customer to remember it because that one thing has 100% of their attention rather than it being divided 20% to each and then they forget none of them. So this below example email is like great information, but there are like way too many benefits to the point that the customer may not remember anything about this meter. They might not remember anything. So it seems counterproductive to leave out benefits, but we found it to increase conversions. You can create emails one at a time, focusing on one benefit at a time. So look at this meter. You get perfect results, no strings attached, durable construction, cook estimator, cook graphs, cooking alerts, multi-cook view, all this stuff. And then meter 2+, meter block. Like there's just so much that the customer is just like overwhelmed. They're like, oh my goodness. Instead, you could create this whole email just about, for example, cook estimator. Know for a fact whenever it's time for like your meat, whenever your meat is done. You make a whole email about what graphs look like with the meter and how that's beneficial to you. You can do the same thing for cooking alerts. Like you're just giving people so many things. If you throw all this at them, they're probably gonna forget literally everything and just think, okay, it's just like a really cool meter. Rather than if you send these one at a time and just focus on cook estimator, where you have an estimate, somebody can look at the email and be like, oh, it has an estimator feature? That's cool. Instead, you're diluting the value of all of this, and that's not what you want. So lots of good information, but too much for an email. And then, kind of obvious, but boring. Nobody wants to buy from a lame brand. They want to buy from brands they like. That's the number one reason why people will buy from you if you're a brand that they like. If your copy is lame, isn't giving them dopamine, that's very important, they won't come back. So include powerful words, puns, humor, and information that is useful. So this is like an example of kind of a lame email. It's just like the ultimate sun shirt, maximum coverage and comfort in a lightweight performance fabric. Like that's like maybe spice this up a little bit. Yes, they're a corporate type brand, the finest cotton tees on earth. Like how? Like, how are they the finest cotton tees on earth? Cool comfort for trail in town. That's a little bit better, but it's kind of just, like, lame. You could do, like, sun's out, something. I'd use more power words. Just invoke emotion rather than saying the finest cotton tees on earth. Like, you could say premium cotton tees made out of 100%. I don't know. Like, that would just be a lot better. And it's not going to give people dopamine. You're just going to bore people. You can't bore people into a purchase. Famous David Ogilvy said that. And then no value. So that is another mistake I see quite often. Your email needs to provide value in some way, such as an exclusive offer, useful information, engaging stories, or like your product being the value. And if you don't have some sort of like clear value proposition, you're going to fail to capture and retain interest. So the below copy doesn't explain the value of having travel-sized products, making it unclear what the value proposition is of this email. So this is just the header section. It just says, elevate your journey, indulge in Darphin's travel bag, skincare essentials, and then shop travel sizes. Like, where's the value? There's no value to the person to click this email or to buy. You're just saying travel bag skincare. Why don't you say, like, travel light, reduce the amount you carry in your bag by like 50%, something like that, where it can show somebody what they're getting. Elevate your journey is a little bit, but it's very vague. You want to say like save space on your journey, or reduce what you're bringing in your bag. Never get stopped in the airport security. Again, these are below like airline restriction for liquid, something like that, where you're giving value, or you're at least educating them on what they're getting. It doesn't necessarily have to be the benefit of a product, but like part of what they're getting. So that's one thing that you want to make sure it is. If you are doing a very straightforward email, give value in terms of like having an offer of some sort, or useful information, stories, something that is going to give them something. So that is the mistake. Now we're going to get to some core email copy principles that kind of turn these mistakes around and how you can make them into like a positive. So these are the core email copy principles we want to follow. SCE, ski is, I guess, what it is, but I couldn't find a cool acronym. These were just like too good. Like these are the best ways to describe them. Skimmable, the ease at which someone can briefly skim your email. Probably the best. Clear and concise, one takeaway per email. It's clear, and then engaging the entertainment of the content that you are sending. So pretty straightforward there. Skimmable and clear and concise are pretty similar, but they have different things that you want to do. So skimmable, clear and concise, engaging. Let's get to skimmable. So time is money. Customers not sitting down every morning reading their emails in depth like they would the morning paper. We only have a couple seconds of our customers' attention. If people can't skim your email, they simply aren't going to bother reading it. So optimize for the skim, not for the read. Don't make your emails thinking that they're going to read it. Make your emails thinking that they're going to skim it. That's a simple shift in your brain that you can make to make your copy a lot better. So to make things skimmable, one thing you want to do is avoid blocks of text whenever you can. Blocks of text scare people off. They hate it. It is their kryptonite. It's also just very difficult for your eyes to make it out and process blocks of text rather than highlighting different sections and making it clearly laid out. So if people see blocks of text, they're just going to skip past it, or they'll just read like the first couple words. So try to shorten your copy as much as you can to avoid blocks of text, or split up your text with like line breaks or different sections. So here's like an example. Instead of doing just a big block of 5 ways nature supports your health, spends and has exposure, like nobody would read that. But now when you give 5 points and you list them out for people, they're much more likely to skim it. And then you can also see like this is bold, so someone can go one by one, reduces stress, improve mood, improve attention, and it's just super easy for somebody to skim and they can get these points. And then another example here where we're kind of in sections here and it has subheaders, but different sections, mixes it up rather than saying you have all this in one simple line. It's much easier for somebody to just like skim through this and see the picture and kind of quick breakdown of the copy, and it makes a lot of sense. So avoid blocks of text, use line breaks and labels and splits whenever you can. And then on top of that, we want to bold our main points. So this is going to be really huge for your eyes being able to skim it. So most of your audience just won't read any of your copy, but they will read your bolded main points as they're skimming your email. Your eyes have no choice but to just like follow main quick bolded points. So use the body copy to support your main points for anybody who wants to read further, but actually bold them. So notice what I've done with this guide. So we have just our main points just in bold, where somebody just the main points are headlines used to allow readers to get the full picture. And then the body copy like this is just further justification and proof. So if you just saw bold main points and you just saw avoid blocks of text, you would get what I'm saying. This is just furthering the justification. So that's what we want to do. So here's a great example. Somebody can look at this: accept the seasons of life. Relationships are rarely 50-50. Striving for your goals is underrated. Striving for your goals is underrated. And remember, you always have choices. And then if they want more info, they can read this and get further justification. But they can just look at this and skim it and be like, okay, cool. So that's perfect. And then also right here, we have this comparison chart. So we have headlines here where somebody can look at empty monthly versus daily. Oh man, that seems like a lot of work. Manual start versus intelligent cycles. That sounds awesome. And if you want further justification, then you get it under here. So same sort of thing. How effective do you think this would have been if they removed these subheadlines? Probably not at all. I don't think anybody would really be reading these. Just super quick, super easy for the brain for the eyes to skim and understand. So that's skimmable. Literally the main things that you want to do to make it skimmable, that's really all you need, is avoid blocks of text and then bold your main points. That's all you need so that somebody can skim it and understand your email in under 3 seconds. Now we want to get to clear and concise, which is the next aspect of copy and creating good copy. And so the customer's IQ drops by about 50% the second that they open their email inbox, because they're in zombie brain mode. If you have 100 IQ, for some reason, whenever you open the email, your IQ drops to about 50. It's how it works. If we aren't clear about what we're giving the customer, they simply just will not understand. And if we aren't concise, they won't bother giving you the time. So clear and concise. We want to be clear about what we're giving them, and we want to be concise about it. So the main thing, short and sweet. If we want things to be clear and concise, keep the email short and sweet. The shorter, the better. We really only have a few seconds of their attention, and we have to make good use of it. Your email ideally shouldn't be longer than 1 to 2 scrolls. So if you have your phone, and you scroll, that's 1, and then 2. You shouldn't be any longer than that. So look at these examples here, like by seed. This is the whole entire email. It's that simple. Headline graphic, and then just a quick bridge section of body copy. Notice how they also have bolded subheadlines so somebody can quickly see the benefits that are beyond the gut: digestive health, gut barrier integrity, and then immune function. Amazing, super quick, super simple. And then they have supporting body copy for anybody who wants to read that. Amazing. And then also Dr. Squatch, we're texting you for only one thing. We want to be in your shower, just being honest. Awesome. That's going to be in the next, this is engaging. It's going to be the next point. But look at how simple, short and sweet this email is. Simple header section, and then bridge section with a little bit more info. Short and sweet, no need to scroll, get the point across. Nice. And the next one, which is, those are great examples, but we have one takeaway per email. So when you can, try to make your email about one specific thing and ask yourself, is there one thing that is clear that the customer can take away from this email? So the odds of having the customer remember one takeaway is very, very high compared to the odds of them taking away 3+ takeaways, because they have short IQ. If you try to give them so much, they're just going to forget none of them. So the more concise, the better. So here's a good example. This whole email is just about enhancing the benefits of caffeine. Magic Mind. It's a productivity thing. And this whole email is just about Magic Mind helps enhance the benefits of caffeine. So it helps you get more out of your caffeine. So that's all this copy is about. That's all this short email is. It's under 2 scrolls. It's just a simple, they're not saying it enhances the benefits of caffeine and it improves your focus and it's awesome for your gut and it does this. No, because at that point they'd forget. They're just drilling home this one specific thing. Amazing. Same as this email from Hims, maximizing hair growth potential. Super simple email. They're all just talking about tackle hair loss and help with growth potential. That's it. That's all this email is. And so It's amazing. There's nothing crazy. They talk a little bit about the process here, but they're just saying that you get more out of you can get more, grow more hair. So just focus on one specific thing, make it your headline, and have your copy only support that headline. So those are the two main things for creating clear and concise emails. We just want it to be short and sweet, and then focus on one key takeaway. That's it. And that brings us to the last pillar, which is engaging. Make your copy engaging. So the customer's just craving dopamine. Our brains need it, so we need to give it to them. Our emails need to be engaging enough to trigger dopamine in their brain. That's going to lead to a positive association with our brand that is going to result in future opens and sales. So you'll notice that the content of your emails is actually going to affect your open rates and click rates the most, because if you have good content, it triggers dopamine, people come back. So why should somebody be on your email and get dopamine rather than just go into social media where it's easy? So we need to give them that. So the number one thing that you want to do is punchy. So a punchy email is short but full of power. If you don't know the word punchy, it's just like short, concise, but it has a ton of power and it packs a punch. The copy is going to evoke emotion and the information is very dense. So just like packs a punch. The below examples do a great job at injecting information into very small amounts of space. And they're just powerful. They're punchy. So this one says, don't just buy shit, invest in yours. That's powerful. It's very powerful because it's a probiotic. So give yourself billions of gifts every day, now 50% off because of the there are 53 billion micro bacteria in there, whatever the bacteria is. But you can see this was before like Black Friday. As you shop the physical and digital aisles, reminder to choose products that serve you, your body, and earth. You gain the whole body benefits, all that. So super short and punchy. You get a lot of information across. And then even down here, it says you will spend 92 days or 2,200 hours of your life on the toilet. Do you want to make that time feel smoother? Amazing. Amazing, punchy. You're getting your point across. You're putting a bunch of information on. You're putting information on how much time you spend on the toilet. Putting information on the benefits of the product, which is they serve you and your body and the earth. They contain this many things. You get whole body benefits. Like it's punchy. Has a lot of information, but has one clear point where it's just like this makes your poop better. And so amazing email. Punchy, punchy, punchy. Now, this one as well, this is punchy. There's a lot of information that's just packed into tight spaces, but around one point of our stuff is healthy. So, sugary, okay, we'll spill the milk. That right there is engaging. It's punchy. Sugary cereal is delicious for many reasons. Psst, added sugars, empty carbs, and more. That's why we recreated your childhood favorites. Tastes just as good, but with ingredients we're proud of. Packed with protein, 12 to 14 per serving, helps you power through the day with less cravings. Like, this is just punchy, has a lot of information, it's powerful, it's not just basic. Like 100% gluten-free, that's right, no corn or wheat around here. It's punchy. It has a little bit of life into it. It invokes emotion and gives information that's dense. So we want to make sure that our copy is punchy and also informational. That's one thing that you want to make sure you have, because at the end of the day, that's all you can give. Everything else is fluff. If it's not information, it's fluff. People love to learn, and they want to be able to be educated in the decision of the purchase. They want to make an educated decision. So if you can give facts, people are going to engage with your emails more often, rather than just giving all this fluff and be like, we only use the highest quality ingredients, No, actually tell them of the ingredient and inform them of it. So if someone learned something every single time you opened your email, you'd be in a good place. So here's like an example. Heard about golden root. Look at how educational this copy is. It's just about this specific product, or this specific ingredient in the product, known for centuries and colder, has a lot of information where you can learn. So one clear takeaway, golden root is good for you, and it's in this product. Here's another example, informational, 5 ways that nature supports mental health. It's super informational. It has 20 to 30 minutes. It has stats. It has all this stuff. So super informational. People can learn from your email. That's amazing. Entertaining. So the bar has really been raised in terms of triggering dopamine for users. Thanks a lot, TikTok. So us as email marketers, we have to work a lot harder to get dopamine to be triggered. So we want to use things like jokes, puns, puzzles, different graphics to spice up our copy. Because the worst thing you can do is be repetitive, because it's not going to trigger dopamine. People get dopamine from new, so you need to get experimental. So this is something where it's like funny that is going to be entertaining. How to last longer. Last longer, shower harder, have more fun. It's like a boner pill for your soap. So that's very entertaining copy. And so tips to last longer. That definitely gets a lot of people's attention before, during, and after. Like it's hilarious, it's funny, it's right up Dr. Squatch's alley. I'm sure this got dopamine for everybody who looked at it. Then you can have things like puzzles and graphics, like this in this example, where it is a flowchart. So yes, this is a longer email, but that's kind of the purpose of it, so I don't mind it because it's like a flowchart that's very entertaining. Follow the prompts. Do you have a job? Yes or no? Say yes. Need to carry much stuff? Yes, I do. Then I go down here. How far do I carry my stuff? It's not too far. Do you even leave the house? Yes. Then boom, I have this bag. And so that's entertaining. That's fun. Mix things up. So that's another way to make your copy engaging, which is this principle we've been talking about. So to have engaging copy, you want it to be entertaining, you want it to be informational, and you want it to be punchy. That's how you create engaging copy. So now let's get to the secret sauce. So we've gone through like principles, how to make things like in general, but let's get to the secret sauce, which I don't hear anybody talk about with copywriting, that I think is literally the number one ability. I would rather have the ability to make infographics over copy, because infographics are the secret sauce. They check all of the core email copy principles that we just went over. Make something skimmable, make it clear and concise, make it engaging. Infographics clear and check all of those boxes. They really are the secret sauce. So let's go through some different types of infographics that you can use and apply to your email copy. And I consider this copy because you're mapping it out for the designer. So first one that's super easy, checklists. They're just a more creative and engaging way to show your benefits, and much better than like boring blocks of copy. So there are lots of different ways you can do checklists. Here are just like a couple of examples. You have this here where you're just listing everything out and putting checks, and then you can have the designer kind of take it from there on how do they want to show it. So these are kind of laid out the same, but the designer took it two different ways, where they had this clear check versus this, where it's just, this is why we're good. Nutritious pantry staples, snacks from trusted brands, shop by 70 plus diets, and then this has like all the benefits. So checklists, really good way just to spice things up rather than just blocks of copy. Definitely, and the designer can take this a lot of ways. So next we have icon graphics. People love icons. It's funny. People love icons and they love graphics. So they're just an easy way for the brain to like skim through and just understand the benefits of your product. So like here are a couple examples, like this one, ton of different icons here where somebody can like quickly look at them, and it's just like an engaging way. Rather than listing it out, you're pointing it to the product, you're showing your product, and you're showing what you have. So like vegan, easy way for your brain to know, like associate these things with your product. So a line through this, like a gluten-free person would probably see this and know exactly what it means without even needing to read this. Same as like soy-free or GMO people, vegans. It's super easy to see that. Same sort of thing here. Improved melting point, new cashew butter. It's just a more fun way to show things, and people just love them. People just love icons. So icon graphics are another that you can use. Feature diagrams, so kind of similar, but you're not using icons, you're just pointing to things. And so people need visualization to clearly see what they're getting from your product, so make it easy for them. It's like for this example, they're showing large, glossy, violin-shaped leaves because maybe some people had a question of what comes with the product. Do you actually get like the planter option? The planter. Yes, you get the planter. You get an upright trunk. I hope you would if you had a plant, but it's just, it brings your images to life a little bit and really points things out for the customer. And then like this, for example, you have, these could have easily been like a checklist too, but you're just mixing things up and bringing some life into your images so that people can engage with them and get kind of a different view of everything. So feature diagrams are another great way to do that. Next, we have timelines. So map out the customer journey of one of your products so that they're clear on when they will see results. You can also use timelines just to like showcase history of your product or anything like that. It's like, here's an example. After somebody uses your product, month 1, month 2, month 3, boosts your immune system and energy, replenishes your nutrient levels, whatever it is, you may start to feel relief from joint and muscle soreness. And then month 2, month 3, really great way to map things out for a customer. You can even show them, you can put this in like a post-purchase flow. that's going to be very strong for you. Then like email 2, if you want to show like the history of something, history of your brand. So like 2018, we opened up. 2019, there was we sold our first online, stuff like that you can use for like a welcome flow or some sort of fun campaign. Timelines are a great way to like show specific information. Kind of similar to checklists, we have numbered lists, just a simple and easy way to display information. It's more engaging than blocks of copy. So example 1, Casely helps the planet by, rather than using check marks, we're using numbers, which are another just great way for the brain to differentiate and remember things. So just listing these out on numbers, super clean. Same sort of thing here. You have the number and then the headline. This probably could have been a checklist as well, but nope, it's just numbers. People love numbers. It's easy. If you say top 4 things, top 5 things, it's really easy for somebody to get it and understand. And then we have comparison charts. So just the human brain as well. With numbers, people love to compare things. When they're looking at you versus competitors, they're comparing. When they're making decisions, they're comparing. So the easiest way for people to differentiate is through this comparison. So we want to lay it out very clearly for them. So things like us versus them, if you're not being too clear and just like bashing people, I think it works really well. So like Dr. Squatch, nourishing oils and extracts, they could just have done a checklist, but they showed things here just to really differentiate themselves and subconsciously just go that way in the person's brain, that they're like reputable. Same sort of thing here, which we referenced earlier, giving information in a check, us versus them way, showing exactly what they do versus what we do. Comparison charts are awesome. Then we have tables. So just spreading out info into different sections is also easier for the brain to just follow and comprehend. So something like this is like probably my favorite like infographic I've seen in an email. You can see like the blend of the different product, what active ingredients are in them, and then the effects of them. So people who aren't sure what they want, what product they want, they can see this and the different amounts. So that's amazing. Show things in a table. It's also something you could do here. Here's the breakdown: reviews, average rating, 5-star reviews, customer satisfaction, upgrade, regrettability. Something like this where you can show like before and afters, like stats. Tables like this can really bring things to life and help people differentiate between stuff. Then we have flowcharts, which we touched on a little bit ago. These are just very creative and take a little bit more work, but they just demonstrate the use cases of your different products rather than saying you can use our product to carry a lot of stuff or little stuff. Use a flowchart and it's going to bring your email to life. So I'm looking for this. Like this is so easy where you could have just listed these out. This is good for dehydrated skin. This is good for moisture barrier support. This is good for gentle protection. You could have just listed those out, but no, they did a flow chart. Much more engaging and brings your email to life a lot more. Graphs are a great way to not just list out simple statistics, but to visualize it with the graph. So you can see like this example here, you're showing just like that ours a lot higher versus like theirs. Same sort of thing here where you can really visualize things for the customer and help them just take something away. Super easy to skim, and it makes you look a lot more official, which always is going to help. So those were the main infographics. Use those. I like to have at least one inside of my emails. So let's actually get into how do you write copy, because I'm sure you're thinking all of this stuff is cool, but how do I actually do it? How do I map this out? Do I design the email and then write the copy? Like, what do I do? I'm going to lay it out real simple for you. I've done thousands of emails at this point. This is the best way. Just outline it in Google Docs as clear as possible, like this, and then let the designer take it from there. So map out your email on a Google Doc following the template of like another email. So that's one thing that I'm going to say as well. Always have a template that you're going off of. So if you want to like write email copy and you want to do a flow chart, go off an example and say like headline here and then flow chart here. Like always go off of an example email. It's just going to help you map things out physically. And this is going in rather than just like listing the copy. We like to map everything out with the spacing, because a lot of people will write copy where they just say headline, this, subheadline, this, copy, this, but that you don't really have much control. You could have the copy being up at the top rather than like you wanting it at the bottom. Doing it like this gives you more control and you have more of a say in like the conversion based aspect of things. So like here's an example. You can see like headline, sub headline. Can we get a simple hero section that shows this on a GIF? So you can see here mapping it out for the designer. Shop now, like this is obviously the hero section. I want to try a new style of graphic. So this is the table, and then fan favorites, just laid out clearly for the designer to take it. You have a lot more say here. So here's this, and then shop now. So we know that this is the hero section. Bullet point design like this, just mapped out like this. Clear, here's this information, image of product, shop now. Super, super, super laid out and simple. Just do it in a Google Doc, and then it's a lot easier for you to take it from there. So now let's go over the ChatGPT prompt for writing copy. So always better to write it yourself, but it's very helpful to also have a ChatGPT to kind of like give you a starting point. I'm the type of person where I love starting points. You give me a starting point, then I can take it from there. If I'm looking at a blank screen and I'm like, oh gosh, where do I start? Takes me way longer. So I like to always have a ChatGPT prompt. So this is what I use and what I train my team members to use. So essentially we need to prime. Step 1 is to prime the ChatGPT. And then step 2 is to give it the specific email that we want. So priming it is all about the brand and the product. So we say, I'm going to give you a bunch of background information on my ecom brand. I want you to process the information so that I can later ask you to write email marketing copy for me. So you say, this can take a long time for you to fill out, but the awesome part is ChatGPT will store this for you. So you only tell it once and then it'll remember it as long as you use the same window. So you say my e-commerce brand is this, and we sell these types of products. Our mission and our goal is to do XYZ thing. Our brand is unique because these are unique selling propositions. Our products are unique because of this. My customer is ages XYZ with this demographic. They enjoy just really going to depth. The more in depth you are, the better in the customer. For brand voice, this is what they prefer. So talk about how you want to sound, their goals and aspirations, what the customer's goals and aspirations are, the main points, and they're unique because of this. And then you just ask, are you ready to write copy based on the topics I give you? Click enter, wait for a response. If you have a newer ChatGPT, just copy and paste your website to it and just say, hey, use this as well. That's going to be very good. It can just go to your site and recognize you from there. So then step 2, we just say we are creating a graphic-based email campaign with minimal copy to send to our customers. The topic is about this. Give it as much information as you can about the topic and what the copy is, what the unique selling points are, whatever it is. And then you just say, using this information I gave you on the brand and the customer, I want you to write me a quick and punchy headline. Notice how I said punchy. ChatGPT knows this, knows what it is. Then you say, then I want you to write a slightly longer subheadline, which goes into 2-3 sentences of body copy, which leads to a shop now call to action. So that's what I always start out with, and it gives you a really good place to start out on, and then you can build from there. That usually gets you your hero section and maybe your bridge section, and then you can build on from that and be like, I feel like testimonials would fit here, and then you can do that on your own, pull testimonials, and then ask ChatGPT whatever you want from there. I find it really helpful, and it's a great way to get going. And this takes you like 90% of the way. You just need to like edit from there, make it sound less ChatGPT. So now we are going to write copy live. I'm just going to do a Gymshark email, for example, and use the ChatGPT prompt and do it live for you. And yeah, hopefully it's helpful. Alrighty, so all we are going to do is we are going to follow my steps that I outlined on how to create an email. So first we need to find like an outline that we want to go off of, and then we need to use the ChatGPT prompt, and then we need to just go from there in creating our email, adding anything else that we need. So we're going to be doing Gymshark. I'm just going to go off of, I'm going to search reallygoodemails.com. You can use mild.com, anything else. We're just going to try to find an email that we like. And create a concept out of it. This is something that could be good. We could do like a mix and match type email. Let's say like this is the last second email that they asked for us to do. Let me find one that I like, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so I found this email by Therabody, and so I think that this is a good one that we can do for Gymshark, and so we can literally outline our email exactly as this. So it looks like we have a headline, then we have some body copy, and then we have a sub-headline here, and then we have specific product collections and a little bit of information about them. So we're going to use this as an outline. One thing that I probably want to do is put a Shop Now button just like at the top and go to the best sellers page, just because these buttons are a little bit too low. It's always good to have a button at the top of your email. So first thing we're going to do is map this. Alrighty, so here we go. Rather than use their footer they have, which is like a little bit different for what's going on, I just kept it like this. So awesome, look at this. We have a super clear email for the designer that they can map out. Now we just kind of need to fill in the copy. Alrighty, so I'm in ChatGPT here. I'm just copy and pasting this prompt that I gave you, excuse my Grammarly, and now I just need to fill out information about Gymshark, and then for the purpose of saving time, I will do this myself. Alrighty, so I just finished up with the prompt. I just told them, hey, this is my brand. It's called Gymshark. We sell high quality gym apparel. The mission and goal, I just pulled this from their website. Doesn't need to make grammatical sense completely. ChatGPT will understand. Our brand's unique because same sort of thing. Our products are unique because of this reason. This is our ideal customer. For the brand voice, they prefer conversational and motivational, more of like a friendly coach who wants to see them succeed. So this is why we proofread. Who wants to see them succeed and isn't afraid to give a bit of tough love. The goals and aspirations are to progress in the gym every day and become the best version of themselves, and they're unique because the gym's a way of life for them. So are you ready to write copy? I'm going to give them that. Also, here is the website for more information. I'm also going to give it the website. Okay, now we have the second part of the prompt, which I'm going to take here. Just copy and paste. Okay, cool. So we are creating a graphic-based email campaign with minimal copy to send to our customers. The topic is about our best sellers and how they are the MVP for you in the gym. They will help you feel comfortable and beat your personal records. Using the information I gave you on the brand and customer, I want you to write me a quick and punchy headline about the topic. Then I want you to write a slightly longer subheadline, which goes into 2 to 3 seconds of copy leading to a shop now. So we're going to say, then I want you to write slightly longer subheadline. So we can remove that and say, then I want you to write 2 to 3 sentences of copy leading to a shop now call to action. Perfect. Now let's see what it gives us. And then we can adjust from there. Meet your MVPs, Gymshark's best sellers, crush your goals and set new personal records with our top selling gear. It's a little bit, let's look at this example. Who's your recovery MVP? Competing for the All-Star bot, and you're the game decider. Let's say, can you make it a bit more unique? Unleash your potential, elevate your workout with our top picks, crafted to be your ultimate gym ally. These bestsellers combine cutting-edge innovation, ready to transform your training. Maybe we can say something like, can you make the headline more conversational? What if we said that? Ready to meet your gym MVPs. Give me more options for headlines. I think ready to meet your gym MVPs is good. Or we could say something like, your new go-to for PR day. So PR day is personal record day. So that's just when people are going for their personal record lifts. I think gym goers will get it, and then we can have body copy around that. So I'm going to say my headline is PR day is personal record day, where gym goers try to break their heaviest lift record. Can you write me 2 to 3 sentences of body copy? Now let's do that. I kind of like this. It's actually like really good. So you see how you kind of like adjust as you go, and yeah, you kind of just adjust as you go and modify. Sometimes you go a different direction, but like I did there, decided to go kind of a completely different direction, but it's still like bestsellers. So we're gonna go here. PR day. Smash your personal records with gear that's designed to support your every move. Our bestsellers provide the perfect blend of comfort and information, making your PR day your best day. Ready to redefine your limits. Awesome. Now we'll say, now we need a sub-headline. Give me a sub-headline for this email to go over the best sellers. Give me options. That's a bit corny. It's a bit too much. PR day dominance is kind of good. Kind of like that. Unleash PR day dominance. I feel like that would be too much, but I do like this. Say something like that. And product image, and then product title. So we just need products. So this would be the point where you just like choose your products. So you could say, I can just find some products here and then fill you guys in afterwards. Alrighty, so I added these products: the Everywhere Rib Tank, the Spartan T-shirt, Adapt Safari Tight Shorts, Minimal Sports Bra, Sets and Wraps T-shirt, then Arrival 5-inch shorts. Now we just need to add product info, which is going to be pretty easy. So we can just do quick little blurbs about them. So this is the first one. We could say minimal. We could say something like minimal and smooth, perfect for arm day, something like that. Here is the Spartan T-shirt. So we could say break records with a bit more swag. Say something like that. The Adapt Safari Tight Shorts, we could say, let me pull them up. Let's go to description. Could say high-waisted and ready to show off a glute pump. We have minimal sports bra. We could say like comfortable and light to keep you at your best. Then sets and reps t-shirt. It's another graphic tee. Yeah, same sort of thing. Yeah, so for this, we could do same sort of thing where it's a bit perfect pump cover for before you let the guns out. And then Arrival 5-inch shorts, a classic that can be worn every day of the week. Perfect. And that is the email. Just shop all products at the bottom, footer. Now everything is mapped out. We have a clear vision of what it is. Let's just review it. Your new go-tos for PR day. Smash your personal records with gear that's designed to support your every move. Our best sellers provide the perfect blend of comfort and innovation, making PR day your best day. Ready to redefine your limits. PR day dominance awaits. And some more supporting copy here. Perfect. Alrighty, so we just got through the live copy example, and that does it. Thank you so much for watching or reading. I hope you got some value. Make sure to join my free daily newsletter. You can sign up in the description. There's a free 75-page document when you sign up. There's where to find me if you want it, and thank you so much. I hope you got value, and again, let me know if there are any emails you want covered, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.